Hey friends, welcome back. In this video, I will show you how I use these 5 apps on my iPad to design any space. I will also share a recent project we worked on and show you how we went from this to this. We all know design process and construction sites can be chaotic. The clients are stressing out, the workers are angry, and the architects are trying to keep track between all of that. Okay, I'm exaggerating. But honestly, anything that makes our life easier is worth celebrating. And these apps, they've changed my way of working, making it faster, smoother, and way more enjoyable. The 5 apps we will look at today are Procreate, Morpholio, SketchUp, Feather 3D, and Notion. Together they cover everything I need to plan, brainstorm, make better decisions, and create nice presentations. I'm going to keep it simple in this video, but if you would like a deeper dive into any of these tools, you can check out my detailed tutorials, link in the description below. So let's get back in time. We started to take some measurements, analyze the materials, and make a study of the environment. Then we made some concept sketches to see the different things we can do with this place and find some good design alternatives. The idea was to make 1 or 2 studios depending on the area. We actually managed to find a good solution with 2 identical studios. The first app I'm starting to use is usually Procreate. This is very nice for the early stage of a project, take measurements, make any kind of quick thumbnail sketches, or some perspective views. Procreate is in fact great for any kind of drawing and illustration. I love that there are so many brushes that I can also upload or create my own. For example, I created these tree plan and elevation brushes. I keep using these and some of you also downloaded them. I really like that. And another brush set I'm working on currently is for making this kind of plan drawings. Anyway, let's go back to concept sketch. Why is this important? Concept sketches encourage creative freedom. A sketch can explore shapes, materials, and layouts without the psychological pressure of something looking final. The main goal here is to explore ideas. It focuses on atmosphere, proportions, and relationships rather than locking you into details too early. This makes it easier for clients or team members to feel the project's intent and think of the design alternatives first before sticking with one. You will be surprised on the different ideas that will cross your mind when you start doing this by yourself, your team, or client. It doesn't have to be perfect. In this case, the final design is actually a mix of 2 design alternatives. Actually, this is also how I like to use Feather 3D. This app is amazing for doing this kind of 3D sketches. It just took me around half an hour and it makes things clearer and see approximately how the design will look in 3D. And I say approximately because there isn't really a sense of scale in Feather. What I do is set a scale for myself, like one side of this square is 1 meter, and sketch everything accordingly. I find it fast, intuitive, and creatively freeing. And whether for initial studies, massing exploration, or quick visual storytelling, it can become a valuable part of your design process. The third one, I really like to use Morpholio Trace for plans, facade drawings, and sections. Morpholio Trace has some key features that makes it very useful for architects and designers. First, the scale. You can set your scale using any known dimension. Choose the metric. When the scale is registered, all your tools are now calibrated to the drawing scale you set. You can use your ruler or triangle with the right measurements. You can also write all the dimensions you would like to. Second, the stencils. So you have a diverse library of pre-drawn shapes, symbols, furniture, people, trees, and objects that can be easily incorporated into your drawing. Smart Fill and Hatch. You can use the Smart Fill and Hatch tool to fill, hatch, or calculate the area of a region that is already drawn. All these are very helpful, and I also like to use Morpholio to draw plan, then import it to SketchUp for 3D modeling. And lastly, you can upload your 3D model into Morpholio directly, decide on a point of view, and then draw on it a nice perspective view. The app sets up the perspective lines and vanishing point for you. You just have to draw on it. The fourth app I want to show you in this video is SketchUp. I think this is the easiest 3D modeling software and app. This is very practical. I often take it with me on the construction sites and I just start 3D modeling. It's very easy to use once you understand the tools. Personally, I used to always 3D model on SketchUp on my laptop, but I have it on my iPad for a year now and it really is a game changer for me. as 3D modeling is an important step of the design process. It lets you and your clients see form, scale, and proportions as they will exist in real space. This also helps you spot clashes, structural issues, or awkward spatial relationships before construction, which saves time and money. I've exported these images from this 3D model. You can use Procreate as Photoshop for editing the raw images and adjusting them. Lastly, I would like to talk about Notion. This is not directly related with drawing and design, but this is where I plan and organize everything, and not only job related actually, life in general. In this case, I use it for drawing all the materials and furniture links, prices, options, and anything related to the project and task management. This app is built to help you capture, organize, and connect information in a highly customizable way. This also helps me organize the different images that I will use later for the mood boards. Planning and organizing are absolutely essential because architecture is about turning complex ideas into safe, functional, and buildable realities, often with many moving parts and people involved. So this is how I like to use these apps. Procreate for the early stage with the concept design, or in the end for some good illustrations. Actually, you can do all of that on Morpholio Trace directly, but I like to use it more for plans, elevations, and section. You can even start on one and finish on the other. That's what I did for this floor plan, for example. Feather 3D is more optional actually, but I feel like this is a good way to convey my ideas in an early stage of a design, when I still don't have the exact measurement, the 3D model, and when nothing is sure. Notion is great for the to-do list, for the weekly or daily plans, for all the calls and meetings I have to organize, for the materials I need to buy, and for any kind of paperwork waiting for me. And SketchUp helps me present the ideas to see form, scale, and proportions as they will exist in real space before construction, which really saves time, energy, and money. And that's it. These 5 apps are the ones I use the most in my daily architectural projects. The goal is not to use a lot of apps, but use the one that really makes your life easier. The key here is to really explain your ideas, to make it clear for everyone, to leave a little place to mistakes. I hope you like this video. It was important for me to make it because you guys keep telling me, okay, you're talking about a lot of different apps in your channel, but what are the ones that you actually use daily for real? And yeah, I use these 5 apps. It doesn't mean I don't try anything else. I like exploring and finding out new tools. So if this changes, I will keep you updated. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment sections below. And until next time, you can check out this other video here. Bye!